Conor McGregor accused of trying to rape a woman in a VIP bathroom as security stopped friend from entering stall to help.
Isn't this an old story? I saw a video of this like 2 years ago.
Yeah, from the NBA Finals one.
It was at the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but I mean, is it now just now going through the civil court system? Because I mean, Brian, I mean, we all know that you can be let go criminally and you have a civil claim.
She
still.
just filed a civil lawsuit on Tuesday.
She probably had a 2-year statute of limitations,
and he didn't want to settle.
And he didn't want. And she sent a demand letter for
Now this one's in the U.S. though. He ain't going to get off as easy as he did in the U.K. on this one.
A lawsuit was filed Tuesday and alleges that UFC fighter 36 years old, Conor McGregor, assaulted a woman at the what center? The Cassia Center in 2023. Where's the Cassia Center?
Miami.
Oh, okay.
The state attorney at the time said there was no reason to pursue.
Brian, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Well, but if you watch the video of this, you see his security stop her friend from going in after her. So,
no, I'm saying she had a hell of a claim.
Yeah. Because I remember this video.
She had a hell of a claim, and what I'm saying is, you can have a hell of a claim, and hey, you even have great video, and if you're famous or got some connections or can make a phone call, you will not get arrested. They'll let you go. We know that firsthand, don't we?
Yep.
Okay. And we also know firsthand that, what might not get charged criminally, you can potentially go civil. That was the one that he just got done doing, Lummy. They didn't charge him. This was in Ireland.
Yeah.
And they didn't charge him criminally because he's a superstar and he's Conor McGregor. And you're right, Brian. We watched the video of this incident, and it was plain as day that his security personnel wouldn't let her girlfriend in.
Yeah. Does it hurt you civilly if you don't pursue criminal stuff?
Well, she did, but they didn't.
But she did.
But it's not even admissible in a civil case.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Nope.
But here's the deal, Brian. And
if you're convicted criminally, it is admissible. But
right. But here's the deal. You have to the criminal level of proof is 99 point. You
beyond
have to be
and to the exclusion of any reasonable doubt,
which is like 99.99%, right?
Yeah, pretty
Whereas civilly is 51.
Yep.
Am I right?
More likely than not.
More likely than not. And those are all different. That's a whole different game, is it not?
Oh yeah.
The alleged attack took place at the Miami Heat's NBA Finals game against the Denver Nuggets on June 9. The alleged victim claims that the Irishman McGregor took her into the men's VIP room after launching his attack. She claims that his security team stopped her friend from entering the bathroom stall where she was and McGregor were. Now, that video was out at the time. It probably still is, and it's clear as day, or it's pretty obvious on the video that we saw, and I don't know if it's still out there or not, that she tried to go, her friend was denied access to go see what her friend was doing. And girls often pack up, be like, girl, I got you back. If you see something, come get me. The woman also claimed that the mixed martial arts fighter, McGregor, was intoxicated and out of control at the time of the alleged and tried to force her to perform a sex act on him without her consent. She also claims that she was thrown face first against the wall and put in an arm lock as he allegedly attempted to rape her. The UFC fighter then allegedly threw her against the wall first and then spit on her when she tried to leave. The plaintiff claims that she suffered physical, psychological, and emotional damages as the result.
I sent it to you.
It comes after a woman. This is the one that we are most recently familiar with. This comes on the heels of a woman who had been described as a 49-year-old who works on Wall Street filed a criminal sexual assault allegation. Report was made to the city of Miami police, but criminal charges were dropped, according to the Florida State Attorney's Office. Doesn't that sound familiar? Her attorney, Jim Dunn, released a statement after the lawsuit was filed. It read, "My client has thought long and hard about this decision to pursue the civil case and is fearful of the effect it may have on her job on Wall Street. Nonetheless, her main goal is filing this suit to raise awareness and encourage others to report sexual assault," and so forth and so on.
Is it like his kink is rape, or he shouldn't have any problem getting
he
ladies?
gets drunk and loses control and tries to take whatever he wants.
And feels he's untouchable.
He's married too.
And this is the same guy that threw a dolly through the window of a UFC bus.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get certain. Did you send it to me, Lummy?
Yeah.
You get certain people that have been, Brian, that have gotten away with various acts, and they start to feel as if the law does not apply to them after they've, skirted I don't know how many different, potential issues, 3, 4, 5, no process, no arrest, nothing to see here. And these people have obviously the civil portion to that, and that is far less of a burden to prove. And what did the girl get? Like $250,000?
Yeah, but she's going to be on the hook because she went after his friend too, and she lost that, and she's going to be on the hook for his attorney's fees. Yeah, so she's going to be losing money. The Irish chick.
All right, so here's McGregor. Okay, that's the alleged victim.
Her friend was with her, and her friend was filming.
Right. I guess this
redacted audio or
no. This is a
slow-mo.
Okay.
Him pulling her in,
and then I guess her girlfriend was behind her, and they shut the door. And at that point, Brian, it's his word against her word. And if she's gone through a couple years worth of psychological, therapy, and she can prove that he, hurt her physically, and she has all this proof, I think that he's probably going to be on the hook again.
Did they do a vaginal rape kit after this? Or
I don't know. If they had,
I don't know that he actually.
Yeah, I don't think
got her.
I think
she
penetrated
resisted,
her.
and that's when he spit on her and walked out
and armbarred her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think he vaginally penetrated her. He wanted to, but he did armbar her, spit on her, and hurt her.
Well, that's the allegation.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the allegations. And she'll, it'll either he'll write a check, Brian, or it'll go.
Well, he's had 2 years to write a check. That's why they filed. Because the statute of limitations is coming up. So now it's going to go into litigation.
Now it goes to trial.
Well, it goes into litigation. It could still settle.
Meaning, what's the next?
The next step is depositions
and
discovery. First written discovery, then depositions, then mediation, then more depositions, likely more discovery. Then you get a trial date, and 2 years from now, this will be tried.
Can't depositions get as crazy or just as crazy as the courtroom stuff? Or
depositions can get crazier.
Hold on, depositions are where cases are won and lost.
Okay.
Brian, would you not agree?
Yeah, it's a lot of it is where it's won and lost. There's stuff that happens at trial that
does it have procedure like a court? Like, can you object or anything?
You can object,
you can check, and you can even sometimes, in the most extreme cases, get a judge or a magistrate on the phone to see whether this person has to answer this question or not. That's the most extreme.
Yeah, like Bubba's got so bad with MJ that they had to have a magistrate sit through each deposition and make evidentiary rulings.
Not on me.
During the actual deposition, because there was so many objections.
Not for me.
Because Jay is a very aggressive objector in deposition. And it's good to be. You want to object. A lot of the stuff you object to in a deposition, some of it may be admissible anyways. A lot of it is admissible. Sometimes you're objecting to the way a question is worded, predicate, different things like that. But you're not supposed to speak during an deposition. You just object to form.
Right.
Object to form.
And then your lawyer
object
will tell
and
you,
say it's privileged.
Then your lawyer will tell you, answer the question.
Okay, but
or not.
You can refuse to answer, though, in a deposition?
You can try. If you're refusing to answer, it has to be on the basis of some sort of privilege or some sort of reason. Like, it's badgering, it's harassing, it's not reasonably calculated to lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. But depositions are pretty wide. What would happen in that case is you would certify the question to the judge and see if the judge is going to make them answer, and then they could be sanctioned and on the hook for attorney's fees and costs.
That's where the whole case is laid out. That's where you find out
That's your fact finding.
Is what really happened.
Yeah.
I was just asking because you were talking about the depots, and it was a great scene in that Landman show recently when that chick was doing the deposition.
Yeah, that does not happen.
That doesn't happen.
That does not happen.
Doesn't happen
ever. That is so Hollywood.
That was so.
Okay, I was just
that was so embellished. No lawyer's gonna let that bitch run Ruckshaw like that. You know what I'm saying? Brian, I was like, come on. Nobody's gonna allow that.
Ever has that happened. Maybe one time ever in the history of the world, but I don't even think so.
Brian, you'd shut that bitch down so fast that she starts spewing that nonsense.
No attorney's rolling over like that.
Eat your lunch, Brian.
It looks like that woman's requesting more than $75,000 in damages.
Well, that's because it's the statute, the jurisdictional limits. It sounds like she's suing him federally. If that's the case,
okay.
And that's because you have to. So she's probably seeking millions.
She's suing the arena too.
He's done. He's done in UFC though, right? Like
I don't know, man. I think UFC would sign him back in a minute when they brought. UFC doesn't care about this stuff.
The problem with him is he's got all this stuff going on. He hasn't fought in 5 years now.
Last time he fought, he got his ass kicked.
Broke his ankle, didn't he?
And
his leg.
And he's just washed. I mean, is he a draw anymore? I don't. He probably would be for the casual fan.
The trash talking.
But I don't know at this point with the sully he has on his name that you're going to bother with that if you're UFC.
Yeah. I mean, it's, how much, at what point do you just, the juice isn't worth the squeeze?
Yeah.